What's up, Inspired 365? Gonna do something a little different tonight. Gonna do a video down in what I used to call the 19th hole, our basement of the house. And as you can see, some kids have done some graffiti. This is some of the kids' projects they've done. This might explain a little bit of why you see Greg Kelly flowers. Born in North Carolina, Goldsboro, North Carolina. My dad, Richard Kelly, and my mom, Cindy Wilson. Oh, aren't we cute? Oh, a little baby Richard. This is when my dad was in the Air Force. But yeah, we lived down in North Carolina for a while, about I think less than a year. My mom and I moved back to Newark. I lived there until I was about 15. Some of you know the story. Then I moved to Dublin at 15, went from Newark to Snoblin. And then I went in the Army, did my time there. God bless our troops, let's bring them home. And when I got out of the Army, in the meantime, my dad had remarried, started his family. He moved up to Mount Vernon and then over to New Philly, Sugar Creek area. I get back, get into the family business with my stepdad and my mom, and it just got to a point where I was always introducing myself as Greg Kelly. Then I had to give the story of my stepdad owns the company, and my mom, my stepbrother works there. So at one point I just decided, hey, I'm going to change my name for a business aspect where I can just introduce myself in the family business. I remember it like it was vividly. I called my grandma, Grandpa Kelly, and I asked them if it was okay with them and what I was doing. No hard feelings towards my dad, no hard feelings towards the family. It was just something that was almost like a business decision. And my grandma very vividly said, blood's thicker than ink. And I'll never forget that. I mean, I'm always a Kelly, but that's the name thing there. That's why you see it on Facebook sometimes. A lot of you from Newark, you see the Kelly Flowers Florist. That's not me. But Kelly Dairy, that definitely is us. That was around back in the day. But that's why you see here. Then when on my second marriage, when I married Sarah, the girls, they kept, obviously their name is Abani, so that's why you see the Z in the flowers. Sarah's maiden name is Yoder, going right through the flowers there. Then you got Kelly going through here. So we got the Kelly, we got the flowers with the Z, and we got the Yoder. So that's a little history on Greg Kelly Flowers. That was pretty quick, but that's what it is. And again, family's everything to me. And sometimes it is just a name, but that name will follow you and gives you your identity. But family is the real name. So that's family there. It's the Yoders, the Flowers, the Kelly, and even my daughters with the Zabonic in there. So this is something I'm going to try for a while. I'm going to at some point try and do a podcast at a friend's house. But right now, this is pretty much my first full-length video, not just my Inspired 365 from the front seat of the Jeep. I was doing a little workout upstairs. Got me thinking, just the song came on about motivated, and it was the quote in there about what motivates you. And this motivates me. This motivates me. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, Randy James, today, that sometimes, we're put on this earth and we find our reason, and once we find our reason, our purpose, then we can just go from there. And I honestly think I've had 2 or 3 people come to me today via Facebook or Instagram and just say how much the videos that I put out there helps them. To me, that's awesome. I think we all have a story, we all have a message that's part of our mess, vice versa, our mess that becomes our message. And just tell your story. Don't be afraid to tell your story. None of us are perfect. We all have mistakes, we all have hurdles. You hear me say that quite a bit. But learn from those hurdles or those losses. Turn those losses into lessons. So I'm going to keep trying to put these videos out, whether they're from the front seat of the Jeep, whether they're down here in the basement, at a friend's house doing a podcast. Hold on a second. What have you. I'm just going to try and keep inspiring and motivating. That got me thinking of a story today I want to put out here that I wanted to use as a video later, but I'm going to use it right now, and that's a baby, a baseball coach, and a magician. And the reason why those 3 came to me today is because I don't think we're put on earth to make money. I don't think we're put on earth to build a salary, have a paycheck. I think we're put on earth to live life. And when I was thinking about that, I thought of what examples could I have that would symbolize just living life, not doing something for a paycheck. We do need to have a paycheck to pay our bills. I totally get that. But what do we need to live life for? Proofs of that. And I thought of it like when a baby's born. If any of you have seen birth, if any of you have been around just babies, but primarily when you see a woman give birth, which is one of the most amazing things in the world, that child starts breathing right from the get-go. And breathing, they start living life from the get-go. They don't come into this world and all of a sudden figure out how to do a job, how to do a trade. they start living life as soon as they open their eyes, as soon as they open their mouth and start screaming and crying and communicating what they want. They start living life. Then I thought of a baseball coach. Behind you can't see it, but I've got some pictures back here of the teams I've coached. And it just made me think about when I coached, I'd go to work, I'd get my paycheck, but then I couldn't wait to get home and get the baseball bag and get out there and coach my sons or coach the neighborhood kids. We never got paid for that. I was a volunteer. I could sit here all night and tell you many stories of kids who, the first time they got a base hit, the first time, they caught a ball, the first time they struck somebody out. Those are inspirational, motivational moments that don't have a paycheck to them, but it's living life. And then the magician. And now, hopefully I can introduce you to a great friend of mine, John Pett, sometime through a podcast. He's a motivational speaker and a magician and a great friend. But one of his stories is the Seven of Hearts. I urge you to look that up on Facebook, Seven of Hearts. He's got a story that just changed part of my life a lot. And I'll get into that later. But we all have a Seven of Hearts story. So that part's to be continued. Keep living life, guys. Keep having fun. Motivation and inspiration are just key to my daily activities, and whether it's the hurdles in life that I learn from, or if it's just the family around me, the friends, people that I'm meeting day to day. I just like to motivate people. There's no paycheck to that, but to me that's living life. Whether it's taking a weekend and Sarah and I go and do something, or me and the kids do something, little things like this. Your kid bringing home a project. You live life. You're not going to get a paycheck for it, but you're going to live life. Find your gift, find your skill, find your purpose in life. That's a gift. And the first time it becomes a gift is when you give that purpose or that calling that you have in your life. There's something out there that you love to do that maybe inspires somebody else or helps somebody else. That doesn't necessarily give you a paycheck, but gives joy to somebody else. Try and find that. I know I'm rambling tonight. This is the first time I'm kind of doing this full length. Usually I can do this in about 3 minutes or less and get to work, but tonight I want to take the time, I want to explain the meaning behind Greg Kelly Flowers. I love you, Kelly family. I love you, Flowers family. And a lot of times, a lot of you are my family, and we have a lot of friends out there that become family. We always treat strangers like friends and friends like family. So again, I'm rambling, but when I get motivated and inspired, I just want to keep going. I want to keep talking. So hey, have a great evening. And by the time you see this, maybe tomorrow morning, have a great day. And if you know somebody that needs inspired or motivated, have them come to the page. Share a video that I have on here. I've got a few on here. Share one for somebody. I talked to somebody today that said, for some reason, the videos that they saw that day is always perfect timing for them. So I'm going to keep doing these videos. I'm going to keep inspiring and motivating as much as I can. And if you've got an inspirational or inspiring video or motivational video, please throw it on Inspire 365. The more we share, the more we spread, the more contagious it's going to be. If you need inspired and you can't find that inspiration, maybe you're the one that needs to inspire somebody else. So Inspire 365, I love you guys, and I hope you got a kick out of this. Have a great day. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I love you. Looks like Cody tried to do a little bit of artwork up there too. See you guys.